Hey, this is Russell of Hotels. You guys know how we do it. I'm backstage or behind the scenes at the CLIC conference here in Long Beach at the Westin Hotel. You guys know how I love hotels. But hey, I'm here with none other than Miss Vanessa Coates with EHS Recruiting, right?
Yeah, recruiting company.
Okay. So welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, well, I just have a couple questions,
Yeah.
I guess, of what is EHS Recruiting?
Yeah, so EHS Recruiting Company. So we've been around for over 32 years.
Okay.
We specialize in hospitality recruiting. So anything hotels, restaurants, tourism, resorts, clubs. So we've really honed in and focused on that market, and we've specialized in it.
Wow. Now, how long you been around again? I'm sorry, the company?
32 years.
30, wow,
32
32 years.
years.
And you're located where?
So my offices are located in Southern California.
Okay.
So we have that territory, me and my two business partners.
Okay.
But we've been recruiting for EHS for over 5 years.
Okay.
But I actually have over 20 years experience in restaurant operations and events operations before I became a recruiter.
Okay.
So I did the whole, hey, what's next? What can I do? And recruiting kind of fell on my path, and I picked it up and ran with it, and I love it.
Now, so you were in food and beverage? Did you work in food and beverage?
Yep, I was in food and beverage.
In what capacity or what operations did you work in?
Well, started as a host.
Okay. Okay.
And then worked my way all the way to a general manager of a large event center.
Wow.
Successfully completed Super Bowl in 2018. And that's when I started to ask myself, what's next?
Wow.
What can I do?
Very good. Very good.
Yep.
So what do you look for in a potential recruit? Or what are the hotels or restaurants or convention centers or what are they looking for as far as a recruit?
Right. So I think when it comes to kind of the hotels, restaurant owners, operators, it's really, we ask them, what are you looking for?
Okay.
What is your checklist? What is your wish list? What are things that you are finding within your company that need the holes that need to be filled or gaps that need to be covered with a special skill set, background, location, anything that they're looking for, we can do. Okay. So specialized systems, certifications, education. Sometimes we have restaurants that are like, we need someone that's bar focused, or we need someone that's pancake focused, or we've got hotel clients that they're like, okay, we need someone that understands the franchise market, or we need someone that really understands the corporate market, because they're all run a little bit differently. So that's our intake, is we really ask the client, what do you need?
Okay.
And then how can we help? And how we work too is we're contingent based. So we only invoice if we have a successful placement.
Really?
Yeah.
So you do this up front for free until someone is placed?
Yes. No.
Can you believe that?
To you. And it really makes us dig deeper
Okay.
for the right candidate, right? We want to make sure that your checklist is all the boxes are checked.
Okay.
So we find really great candidates. We have really high standards under EHS because we've been doing it so long. And for 32 years, we've been contingent recruiters, and we've been very successful on it.
Wow. So you're not just like a website, like, some of these websites that hospitality people go to. I won't name their names, but, you're going to look for a job or whatever. You go to these, whatever.
Yep.
So you're actually a recruiting company.
Yes. And we use all sources. So everyone's like, oh, LinkedIn, you can find them on LinkedIn. It's not only LinkedIn.
Okay.
You have events like this.
Okay.
There's even like social media, personal network.
Okay.
Sometimes we make those calls, right? Like we will get in there and we will find that person that just qualified for that role. And there is a caveat.
Yes.
If you're our client, we can't poach for your company.
Really?
Yep. So then that X's out people from those companies that we can't recruit from nationwide.
Okay.
So there's a lot of really, really cool perks with our company specifically, because we cater to the client, but we also cater to the candidates as well. Because as we have an intake for our clients, we have an intake for our candidates as well. We want to know, who are you? What does your family structure look like? What have you achieved? What are you looking to achieve? Like, we do the full list. There are some recruiting companies out there that will do blind submittals. They'll just pull a resume, throw a noodle at the wall, and then if the company likes that person, then the recruiter will reach directly out to that candidate. Hey, I have a position. Are you interested? Whereas the candidate knows exactly who we're submitting them to, what the salary range is, the benefits. it cuts all of the baloney out,
Okay.
but it's still, we're really in contact and in touch with the needs of both our client and our candidate, which I don't think is very common out there in the world.
I don't think so either. I've never heard anything like this before. So that's why I'm intrigued to have you on here to talk to you.
Thank you.
Now, CLIC conference. You've been to the CLIC conference before?
First one.
Really?
It is incredible. The people are amazing.
Okay.
People are amazing. The ambiance is great. The speakers have been amazing. Like, I've learned so much so far.
Okay.
And we're not even, 2 speakers in?
Yeah, right.
2 in.
It's just starting.
And my brain is, what do you call it? It's buzzing with knowledge, right? It's
Very good.
buzzing.
Now, how did CLIC get on your radar? How did it get on your radar to come here?
So in Southern California, we've been asking ourselves, how do we get in front of people? How can we meet them face to face? So we joined a couple associations, a couple different conferences, and CLIC came up, and we see Craig online. Okay. Craig is really incredible, super warm, friendly.
Yes.
How can I help? Obviously, he surrounds himself with really amazing people. So we really were let's join, let's meet some people, learn some things.
Okay.
And so that's how we got here today.
Wow. So what do you hope to learn, take from here?
Yeah.
What would be a takeaway from this conference?
I love it. Good takeaway. A good takeaway for me would be to learn maybe where could I as a recruiter help them with their hiring process? How can I make it more efficient? Maybe what are some things that our companies are struggling out there, hotels are struggling out there with, right? Like the economy, the state of the political environment, all of that. How can I learn to become a better recruiter for my clients? So how can I be better?
Wow.
Yeah.
I like
how can
that.
I be better? How can I learn?
I like that. And then plus you have a kind of a plethora of companies that may be looking for people as well, right?
Yeah, and I'm here, right? And I'm not the type of salesy person that's pushing myself on people. Hey, I kind of want to get to know you first. How are you? What are you doing? What do you do? As opposed to, hi, I'm a recruiter. Here's my card.
Yeah.
Come use me. I can do the job. It's okay, well, let's maybe get, I want you to know a little bit something about me too, because this is how I'm going to bring value to you, your process, your company.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you tell them a little bit about you and your story before you get the sales pitch out there? It's not all about the sales pitch. It's about knowing you first, right?
Yes. If you want a good print story, I have tons of print stories. I've got a lot of, So it's kind of that personal piece, that personal touch that you can't just get on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You can get in person having these conversations.
There you go. I like this. I like this girl.
Thank you.
I like this girl. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask you this one question.
Yeah.
Not just one, but it's I'm going to start with this one question. Social media and recruiting. What do you think about that? I know that's kind of a loaded question, but
it is, right? So it's kind of like AI, right?
Okay.
Social media, they're all tools that can maybe feel a little disconnected, but are really important to understand, to utilize, to learn. You can learn a lot about a client on social media. You can learn a lot about a candidate on social media. You can find a lot of candidates and clients on these sources as well. So it's kind of like a little bit of both, right? I've had candidates that I found on social media, and their social media might have been a little bit questionable, where I was I can't present that candidate to my client. So I pull them for the process. Or maybe this candidate, I went on their social media and I realized they have all of this stuff to offer that they didn't let me know. So that I can go back to that candidate and say, hey, I saw this. Can you tell me a little bit more about that so I can highlight that for you? And same thing for the clients, right? I can see if I go on a client's website or a social media page, I can find how do they treat their staff? How do they highlight them? And I can pull things from those websites that help me pitch it to my candidate as well, right? Lifestyle. We've got some clients that do very well on showcasing, employee of the month, or, this employee's been here for 10 years. We're going to give them a gift card or a watch or, whatever. So it's really nice to be able to utilize that for not only for sourcing, but for research on both sides, because it is about both. You gotta love both the same.
Very good. I like that. I like that.
So I call myself a heart-based recruiter. Little corny, I know, but it's totally my truth.
It's okay. You can be corny.
Yeah.
You want to be.
Yep. I love it.
I'm here for all of that.
Yeah.
So as far as recruiting, Now, you only do management recruiting,
Yep.
or is it line level recruiting?
Yeah.
As well?
So we do just basically key holders and
Okay.
up. So we can do anything from an hourly, like shift manager,
Okay.
all the way up to a president.
Oh.
So we can do it all. We have the capacity. We have over 1.5 million candidates in our database now.
Okay.
So again,
I'm sorry, how many?
it's 1.5 million. So we've got 22
Okay.
offices nationwide, over 80 recruiters under our
Okay.
umbrella.
Oh, wow.
But each office is still very boutique. It's very ear to the ground, very
Okay.
connected. So although we're growing companies, we're still very connected to the roots, which I think is really important. But you have a lot of recruiters that are constantly putting people into our database, constantly feeding the database. So if I have a need that comes up, in San Diego, I can pull who do I have in San Diego right now, start from there, and then build on my other segments and areas that I look for candidates.
Okay. So you're territory driven, or do you handle certain
So
areas?
it's kind of, yeah. We're nationwide, so I can have clients recruit nationwide, but we do have offices that focus on areas to build and grow those markets.
Gotcha.
So Ian and I, those are my two business partners. We focus on growing Southern California.
Okay.
So Los Angeles, San Diego. So we've been really focusing the last 2 years on growing that market.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned early on in this conversation that you have food and beverage background. A food and beverage background?
Yes. So
Okay.
per Kittens, I have come up through full service restaurants to bars, nightclubs. I've done a couple nightclubs in my young days.
Okay.
And then I was a general manager of a large event center downtown Minneapolis.
Okay.
So that's where I'm from. So worked there for 5 years, built that event center up to beauty. And like I said, when I completed the Super Bowl successfully in 2018,
Okay.
I survived. And then I thought, how can I make a bigger impact? How can I spread, kind of my passion and my message at a wider reach? And then recruiting just fell into my lap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I have one more question for you, Vanessa. So during your time working in food and beverage
Yeah.
or hospitality, did you choose hospitality or did hospitality choose you?
Ooh, hospitality chose me. It 100% got me at 14. Once I served my first burger, I was sold. I was sold. I was done. It was the interaction of people. It was kind of meeting the needs of people.
Okay.
I really, really, really enjoyed that. And then it grew from there. And I never left since I was 14. Never left.
Very good. Well, we're on with Miss Vanessa Coates. Just real quick, how would people get a hold of you or get a hold of EHS Recruiting?
Yes. So you can find me on ehsrecruitingcompany.com under the JVP section. My name is Vanessa Coates. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Vanessa Coates, and reach out, send me a message. I'd love to connect.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you,
so much.
Russell. You're a gem. Thank you
so
for
much.
taking the time.
That's it. It's a wrap. Click 8. It's in the books. I want to thank Bruce, the Michael Jordan of hospitality, for being at Click 8 and creating all this great content for us. Great speakers, great panels. Hey, you need a hospitality intern? We can help you with that as well. And guess what? We had 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards, 2 Hotel Development Deals of the Year. We're going to be back next year. Make sure you join us.